All right, so you have a book that you put out.
Yes.
That's kind of what spurred me with the interview. It's like, oh wait, I know Marcus, and he has a book. Cool.
I do.
Tell me about that.
So it's called the Practical Shooter's Guide, and I mean it's not very long because I know some shooters don't like to read. It basically it breaks down a lot of the positions that you'll run into in matches and hunting scenarios, anything like that. Shooting from tripods. You can see on the cover, I'm shooting off a tripod, and the stuff that's in there isn't necessarily the only way to do it. There's a lot of different ways to shoot from barricades, shoot from tripods, that sort of thing. But it's just a starter place for people to start thinking about how they want to shoot from positions. So it goes over, some of the basics of what you're looking for, regardless of what position you're in. I kind of have 3 positional principles. The first one is support the front of the rifle. That's kind of your first priority. For example, going back to the sling, I mean, we can use a sling and your hand will be supporting the front of the rifle. It's a starting place, but if I put that rifle on a rock or kick the bipods down, I'm more than likely going to be a lot more stable. So that's kind of the first priority, is support the front of the rifle. Second priority is support the rear of the rifle. So, if we can get that good prone position where we have bipod legs down and rear bag supporting the buttstock, then that's going to be probably the most stable you can get. And this is just kind of the basics overview. And then the third is get as low as is comfortable. Not as low as is possible, because if you're folded in half like a pretzel and you're not very flexible, that's not good. You're not going to break a good shot. So getting as low as is comfortable is important as well. The lower you get, typically the smaller the gaps are that you have to fill, either with a bag or with your arm. But it's a starting point. So, I mean, if you're shooting from a tripod, there's a lot of new advancements that are coming out with that, with really right stuff, and their Arca Swiss, clip-in plates and everything. That definitely changes things if you're shooting from a tripod. If you're not shooting from one of those clip-in plates and you're shooting from a hog saddle or a pig saddle or any one of those claws, the book goes over some techniques with the sling, clipping into your belt or wrapping it around the tripod leg that you can help tighten down that position. And it goes into, like what we were talking about earlier, of if you're wanting to improve your shooting, here are some ideas for a training regimen. Here are some, like that 12-second drill, for example, is included in it, as well as some other drills that I like. And, everything in there is just a starting point. So when I decided to write it, I kind of looked around and saw what kind of books were out there. There's a lot of books on reading wind, a lot of, traditional slung shooting, but there really wasn't anything on, shooting from a fence or shooting from a rock. So that was kind of my intent behind it, is just give shooters a starting point, get them thinking about shooting off of their bellies, off of tripods, off of rocks, fences, windows, and just expanding their shooting horizons, I guess you could say.